Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Mariana's Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sakurako Halstead. Dan Shore is on assignment. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Residents look for water, power, and loved ones in the aftermath of the Super Typhoon. Also tonight, damage to the local airport and local hotels will hinder recovery efforts. And a C-130 arrives this afternoon at Saipan International, a signal that help is on the way. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
Good luck going after our fans. We have a Huntrix meal at McDonald's.
You mean the Saja Boys breakfast meal?
Ours has Ramyeon McShaker fries.
Ours has hash browns.
Hash browns.
Zoe!
It's a battle for the fans.
We love you! What?
Now at McDonald's. Pick a meal.
To pick a side. Don't fight. Kiss.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. CNMI Public Law 21-17 restricts the usage of mobile electronic devices while operating a vehicle. In 2020, 3,142 people were killed in motor vehicle crashes involving distracted drivers. Eating or drinking while driving will undoubtedly require you to take your hands off the wheel at some point. Whether you're eating a burger or reaching for a drink, eating or drinking while driving will distract you from operating your vehicle safely. When you eat or become distracted while you drive, you're not focused on what's going on around you. If your eyes and focus are not on the road, your reaction time will be slower and delayed. Delayed reactions can cause serious car crashes, and in most cases, it only takes a split second. Drive safely, CNMI. You drive, you text, you pay. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety.
Hafide, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. You're watching the Channel 2 News on April 17 from our studio on Capitol Hill. Saipan and Tinian have been battered, broken, and left to pick up the pieces. Saipan and Tinian are now shifting from surviving the storm to surviving the aftermath of the storm. For many, the challenges are only beginning.
Across Saipan and Tinian, the destruction is widespread and overwhelming. Homes damaged or destroyed, power lines and poles down all over the island, and debris covering entire neighborhoods, boats tossed ashore or sunk. For many residents, today is their first look at what's left behind. Basic necessities are now in short supply, long lines forming for water outside of Saipan Ice this morning. While fuel remains limited, with priority going to first responders only. At hotels across the island, damage is extensive. Mariana's Beach Resort sits without power. Skipper's Beach Bar, once a familiar spot, is gone. Many places are unable to operate normally without power, water, or reliable communications. Visitors still on island are facing growing uncertainty, and one of the biggest concerns, getting help in. The airport remains down following the storm, which means critical supplies and personnel can only arrive by air once operations resume. For now, there's no clear timeline on when that will happen. Communications remain a major challenge. Cell service is spotty or completely down, making it difficult for families to check on loved ones and for recovery efforts to coordinate. According to the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, many public health and behavioral health programs are temporarily closed until further notice. However, officials say medical oxygen refills are available daily from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and patients are urged to call ahead. Emergency officials are reminding the public, call 911 only for emergencies, and even as the storm moves away, danger remains along the coastline. A coastal flood warning remains in effect with large waves and dangerous rip currents expected through the weekend. Officials warn that low-lying areas may flood and are urging people to stay out of the water and away from shorelines. Despite the devastation, there are signs of resilience. Neighbors helping neighbors, cleaning debris, sharing supplies, and beginning what will certainly be a long road back. For Saipan and Tinian, the storm is past, but the reality is setting in. Recovery will take time, and the road ahead will not be easy. Chris Nelson for the Channel 2 News.
Residents, many out of their house for the first time, began lining up early this morning for fuel. In the aftermath of Super Typhoon Sinlaku, residents head out of their homes to gather supplies. One of the priorities on the supply list is gasoline.
Right now we're in Garpon, waiting for the line for the gas station for mobile, Garpon mobile. Yeah, pretty much.
So were you prepared for this storm?
I can't tell, no one was prepared. None of us were prepared. Mainly just because of how long it took. Like I said, a lot right now. Half my house flew, or my house, but then all of our Pala flew. Yeah, it's a lot to take in because it's the longest storm technically we ever experienced in a long time.
And how do you feel today?
Tired, very tired.
How do you feel about this storm passing through, and what was your feeling?
So sad because the people that have like tin house, maybe their house got destroyed and stuff. So yeah.
Anything you want to say to the people out there?
I hope they're okay.
Any message to the people out there?
Stay strong and just be respectful, and patience is the key. Patience. Yeah, we've been up since like 4. Travel from all the way from San Roque to here to get to 5 o'clock. So it is what it is. We just gotta keep loving each other and just stay Mariana strong. That's it.
I just came, but I'm helping my dad. He's been waiting for like 6 hours now.
Tell me your experience with the storm.
Honestly, it's pretty scary because like, although I have a concrete house, everyone else around was tin house. So like just tin flying around.
What are you experiencing? How do you feel?
I was just like scared, like hoping like everyone's safe.
Any message you want to give out there to the people and your friends, family?
People here in Saipan, we already deal with this with YouTube, so just fight and we can rebuild again.
How long have you guys been pumping gas?
We opened at 9 a.m. for first responders. And then we opened at 12 for the general public.
So how's it been going with the people coming in?
Some people came really early in the morning, even last night. So they've been waiting, and some of them are kind of mad.
And how are you coping with that?
I just gotta do my job. Just gotta do what our boss says. Follow the rules, basically.
Edward Iriarte from Catman 3. Been here since 5 o'clock this morning for $28 worth of gas.
And how's the weather down in Cagman?
It was bad, really bad, yeah.
And how's everybody? How's the family?
They're okay, We're surviving like everyone else, yeah.
Any message to the community out there?
Yeah, man, stay strong. Don't get mad, because you will get mad. But stay calm and you'll get there. We'll survive.
Stay safe, Mariana.
A small team arrived this afternoon aboard a U.S. Coast Guard plane. It's the first sign of help from the outside.
FEMA Regional Administrator Robert Fenton this afternoon at the Emergency Operations Center.
The difficulty about this event was the sheer size of it, right? 500 miles in diameter. And we weren't able to start moving things forward. If you go back to YouTube, it went through like in 24 hours. It happened overnight. By the next morning, we were able to respond pretty quickly. This took 48, 72 hours for it to move through.
FEMA says they deployed teams to Guam prior to the landfall of the typhoon.
We were able to get the Guam airport open yesterday, and we're starting to flow a lot of resources into Guam right now. We have our warehouse there that has a number of generators, water, meals. It has tarps and a bunch of other stuff that we'll use in the days to weeks ahead. So what's happening right now is we're setting up a supply chain that goes from the mainland to Hawaii to Guam, and there's plane loads of people and equipment and supplies moving by air and by ship.
Coast Guard was able to land a C-130 just a short time ago at Saipan International.
Department of Energy is here to look at the power system. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers power teams that are 249th Power Battalion is here, and they are starting to look at generators and what generators need to go to what critical facilities to get water going, to make sure that we have enough generator power for the hospital, to make sure that we get power back to critical facilities, whether it be the airport or other things. And your communication system, we know the tower went down, so we've already brought with us the stuff to get the tower back and operational. Always never as fast as everyone wants, but we will move at the pace, the fastest pace we can that's safe for everyone, understanding the significant impacts that have happened. As we get ports open, you'll be able to move things a little bit quicker.
I love Mariana's coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
Hafaday, Zantiro. I'm Leo Pangilinan with the Northern Marianas Humanities Council. We'd like to take a moment to thank our generous sponsors who have made possible the many programs in our community like this show. We couldn't have done it without them. And if you value the work we do and would like to make a contribution to our efforts, we ask that you consider making an in-kind or cash contribution to the Northern Marianas Humanities Council. Any amount is appreciated, and donations of up to $5,000 qualify for an educational tax credit. We appreciate your partnership and support. Sidus Maasi, Olomai, and thank you.
Welcome to Marianas Beach Resort, and now welcome to Marianas Coffee. Indulge in the rich, smooth taste of classic coffee, or treat yourself to one of our signature creations with the best coffee roasted right here in Saipan. Craving something fun? Try our cracking marshmallow milkshake, or one of our refreshing milk teas. Stay cool with locally grown lemongrass lemonade, the perfect tropical twist. Pair your drink with our delicious cakes, desserts, sandwiches, and salads freshly made just for you. And with super fast Wi-Fi, it's the perfect place to work or unwind. Marianas Coffee at Marianas Beach Resort, where great coffee meets great style.
Welcome back. You're watching the Friday night edition of the Channel 2 News. Sometimes after the storm is worse than the storm. As the islands prepare for the long road to recovery, attention is now turning to two critical lifelines, the airport and hotels. Both are facing major challenges.
Across Saipan's tourism corridor, the damage is extensive. An initial assessment of hotels shows every major property has been impacted with flooding, structural damage, and ongoing power and water issues. Many hotels are now operating under emergency conditions. Some have limited generator power, others are struggling with water, and nearly all are still working to assess how many usable rooms remain. Despite those challenges, MVA says visitors are still being cared for. Hotels have adapted quickly, opening lobby restrooms where in-room water is unavailable and coordinating with outside restaurants to provide meals, often in the form of takeout bento boxes. Clean drinking water is being rationed, handed out in limited quantities to guests. At the same time, helpers and emergency crews are expected to arrive soon, but finding places for them to stay is already becoming a challenge. Right now, only 3 hotels, Kensington, Aqua, and Crown Plaza, say they may be able to accommodate additional guests. Even then, those properties are still assessing room availability while dealing with their own power and water limitations.
One option being discussed for housing helpers is using the Kanoa Resort, which is currently empty. The main road into Cagman is partially closed to larger vehicles after a landslide washed out a section of the road. Officials say the damage was caused by drainage issues following heavy rain from the storm, weakening the roadbed and triggering the collapse.
It looks like a sinkhole, kind of like a small landslide, if you will. So I have engineers assessing the road right now and are preparing to ensure that it doesn't further deteriorate. Now, in order for us to make sure that the road is still usable, I've restricted access to only light vehicles, especially for the Cagman residents.
Smaller vehicles may still be able to pass with caution, but drivers are urged to avoid the area if possible while crews assess the damage. The Department of Public Works says it's working to open an alternate route so emergency vehicles can still access the Cagman area.
Other measures that we're looking at is to open up the Cagman to Asteo Road, which is the Santa Lourdes road connection. See if we can open that for emergency use, and also to reestablish the Lalo Bay Road.
No timeline has been given for full reopening. Tonight's weather expects southwest winds 15 to 25 knots, seas 18 to 21 feet. Saturday will be southwest wind 15 to 25 knots, seas 12 to 18 feet. Sunday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, seas 7 to 9 feet. That is news and weather on Friday, April 17th. Good evening and Godspeed.